Mrs. Clark again. Are you ready for Chapter 8 of Junie B. Jones' Toothless Wonder? I'm excited to find out what happens. I hope you are too. I hope you're having a good time at home. I hope you're having a fun time with your parents, doing different things that we wouldn't normally do at school. Your plants are doing great. I have one here, the pea plant. It's getting so tall. I put a little stick here and a straw to hold it up. They're missing you, all your plants though. So maybe if we do a Flipgrid, we'll have to see if we can download Flipgrid on your iPad or whatever you have at home. And maybe if I log into Flipgrid, you can tell me what you're up to and what you've done. Ready for Chapter 8, called Smiling. When we finally got to school, I started feeling shaky inside because I didn't want to get laughed at, remember? Plus, I was still concerned about the fruit throwing. People really throw fruit? No. I closed my mouth real tight and I walked back to my desk. Lenny smiled and waved at me. I waved back and then very slowly I did a shy smile. That's when Lenny jumped from his desk and he did a loud whoop. Cool, he said. You look cool, Junie B. Jose heard Lenny and came up to see him. He grinned and grinned at my brand new smile. He gave me a happy high five, and that's not even the best part, because Mr. Scary saw what was going on and he came all the way back to my desk to see my tooth, and he gave me a smiley face sticker. After that, he clapped his hands together and he made an announcement to room 22. He told them that I lost my tooth, and he asked me to stand up and show them my special new smile. I swallowed real nervous, and then I stood up kind of jittery, and I opened my lips a teensy bit so the children could see my tooth hole. And what do you know? Room 22 was happy for me. Except not May, of course. May just rolled her eyeballs. It's pretty normal for May, isn't it? Here's a picture. Maybe I can show you of May and then Junie B. I think you look weird, Junie Jones, she said. I think your smile looks silly. I sat down. No, May. This is a silly smile, I said. And I put my fingers on the sides of my mouth and I stretched my smile across my face, and I wiggled my tongue at her very fast. Lenny and Jose laughed and laughed. And guess what? At lunchtime, I made my smile even funnier because Lenny gave me a raisin and I put it right in my tooth hole and it stuck there very hilarious. Shirley laughed her head off at that joke. I'm beginning to enjoy that girl. So how much did the tooth fairy leave you? She asked. Did you get a bundle? Yeah, said Lenny. I was wondering that too. I started feeling squirmy again. I looked at Herb kind of worried. He tried to explain the matter to them. Well, Junie B didn't exactly leave her tooth for the fairy yet, he said. All of the children looked at me. Why? Why didn't you leave it, Junie B? And I squirmed some more. Then finally I took a deep breath. I've got issues with the fairy, that's why, I said kind of quiet. Issues, said Lenny. What kind of issues? I swallowed real hard. Issues like, well, like what she does with the teeth, for instance, I said. For a minute, nobody said anything. Then May did a cuckoo sign at me. What does the fairy do with the teeth? She said. What kind of dumb issue is that? I flashed my angry eyes at that girl. Show me your angry eyes. Good angry eyes. Here's what her angry eyes look like. Well, if it's so dumb, then you must know the answer, right, May? I said. And so what does the fairy do with the teeth, huh? She doesn't pay money just to throw them away, does she? After that, I waited, and I waited for her to answer. The other children waited too, but May didn't say anything. Well, I said, Well, said Shirley. Well, said Jose. Finally, May's face turned red and she went to get a drink of water. After that, the whole lunch table started talking about the fairy, only no one knew what she did with the teeth. We wondered and wondered. Then all of a sudden, Lucille stood up and she fluffed her fluffy dress. Well, guess what? I really don't care what the tooth fairy does with teeth. All I care is about how much money she leaves. She looked at room 22. You're nothing without money, people. Remember that, she said. I tapped my finger on the table, kind of annoyed. Yeah, only that doesn't even answer my question, Lucille, because I still don't know what she does with the teeth. Lucille put her hands on her hips. Well, maybe she just collects them. Did you ever think of that, huh? Collecting stuff is a hobby, you know. My Richie Nana collects tons of junk. And she pays good money for it, too. I tapped my fingers some more, and then I put my chin in my hands. And I thought about Lucille's Nana. Finally, I started to smile a bit, because maybe Lucille's idea might make some sense, possibly. Pretty soon, Herb smiled a bit, too. A tooth collection, huh? He said. Maybe that's the answer, Junie B. Maybe that just might be right. The fairy might collect teeth as a hobby or something. Sure, said Lenny. There's nothing wrong with collecting stuff. I like to collect baseball cards, but I really don't do anything with them. See, and I collect Matchbox cars, said Jose. What's wrong with that? Just then, Sheldon springed up from the table. Yes, and I collect vacuum cleaner bags. And the doctor says it's perfectly normal. After that, Sheldon laughed. And he pretended to vacuum his pants. All of us moved away from him, and the bell rang and everyone went out for recess. That afternoon, I wrote in my journal, Dear first grade journal, me and Herb talk some more on the playground. We decide that the Tooth Fairy has a collection, probably, and that is not even weird, possibly. I also promised I would put my tooth under my pillow tonight. I hope we are right about this woman. From Junie B, first grader. P.S. I wish me all the best. Chapter 9 is called Miracles. We'll find out more about miracles the next time. I miss you, and you're doing great. Thanks for listening.